Muffera Joe on the Ottawa shore, a legend in his time, a hero in his prime, was Muffera Joe in Canadian lore. Pea soup and Johnny cake, Hurricane Joe, swapping yarns and Pontiac, shanty cook's dough. Joe had a beaver and a frog called a rum, an old fishing partner and he called him Bunham.
I remember one time when I was a young lad, Joe Beef and I were driving to White Lake to fish through the ice one bright December day. Black fence posts stood against snow-white fields. "Where do fence posts come from, Joe Beef?" I asked. "Well, sir, now, I'll tell you, son. It's like this. One time a herd of caribou wandered from British Columbia across Canada to Calabogie Lake. They were mighty thirsty beasts, and every day they drank Calabogie Lake dry. The reeve of Bagot in Blythefield Township asked my grandfather what could be done. "Well, sir, now," said my grandfather, "I just don't rightly know what a lad could do, but I tell you what, I'll ask my friend Joe Muffera." They learned at Queo, just west of Ottawa, that Joe Muffera was taking out square timber near Collunge on the Black River shore. "It's got me beat," my grandfather told Joe Muffera. "What can those lads do?" "Very simple," laughed Joe Muffera. "Build a fence around Calabogie Lake." "Wait a minute now, Joe Muffera. That would take a mighty lot of fence," said my granddaddy. "My friend," roared Big Joe, "I'll build the fence." "Merci," said my grandfather. "Thanks, Joe. But where do we get the posts and the wire?" "Don't worry at all about that. Come here," says Joe. "See that deep water?" "Yep," says my grandfather. "Well, sir," says Joe, "about 2 months ago some hornets stung me. When my blood pressure forced my blood into them, they started to grow immense, as big as bears. Broadaxe and I caught all those hornets in a net I made out of logging chains and dumped them in the lake. Now, all we have to do is cut the stingers off them and use them for the fence." "Right there and then, Big Gub," says my old grandfather, Big Joe rigged up a block and tackle and hauled those hornets out of the water. He chopped off the stingers and hitched Broadaxe to the pile of them. They jumped on, and Broadaxe hauled the whole works down the Ottawa shore, past Pembroke and Portage du Fort, then up the Bone Share River shore to Renfrew, and over to Calabogie on the Madawaska River. The people at Calabogie all cheered when they saw them coming. Joe stood the stingers up around the lake about 20 feet apart. Then he turned cartwheels and kept driving them in with his hands and feet. Before they left the Black River, Joe had set a bunch of bear traps to catch all the stray hornets. When he ran out of posts, he ran from Calabogie to Collunge to pick up the extra stingers. He had all the posts in by quitting time at 5 o'clock. It took Joe 2 weeks to grow a beard long enough to make enough wire for the fence, but he did it. Yes, sirree, he sure did. The people of Calabogie were so glad they threw a big feast for Joe. When Joe finished eating caribou, the herd was cut down quite a bit, and they could handle it. When Joe Muffera left, the people of Calabogie gave him a dandy belt made of caribou antlers and gave him 4 bags of caribou teeth to make a fancy collar for his pet frog Barum. Now, son, you asked me about fence posts, and I'll tell you one thing for sure. If you see any old fence posts still standing around Calabogie, you can bet your boots they were made from those hornet stingers. They'll strip the teeth right off a saw. The only way to get rid of the wire made from Joe Muffera's whiskers is to sink it in the lake. If you bury it, it starts to grow. Joe Beef puffed hard in his old pipe and smiled. "Great day today, son, a dandy day. We might catch one of Joe Muffera's big pickerel today if we're lucky. Mind me to tell you the story of the cross-eyed pickerel sometime."
Can you help us with the problem for the people's sake? The caribou are drinking up Calabogie Lake. Can you build a fence around it before they drink it dry? They called Joe from Queo to give the job a try. Some hornets had bitten Joe a month or 2 before, up near Collunge on the Black River shore. Now the blood that they took from him made them grow immense, so he sawed the stingers off them and used them for the fence. Pea soup and Johnny cake, Hurricane Joe, swapping yarns and Pontiac, shanty cook's dough. Joe had a beaver and a frog called Barum, an old fishing partner and he called him Bunham. How are things atop the mountain, Billy Curtin? How are things upon the mountain top today? How's your sister, how's your brother, how's your daddy and your mother? How are things atop the mountain, Billy Kay? I walk along the Opeongo singing loud this happy song. Oh, how are things atop the mountain, Billy Kay? Just fine, me lad, says Billy, fair to middlin'. Most everything up here is bright and gay. But me sister Kate is smiling at me brother Lorne's whiling. How are things down in the flat with you today? I walk along the Opeongo singing loud this happy song. Oh, how are things atop the mountain, Billy Kay? The old folks were the tough ones, hard and salty, like Culhan who fought the bear at Rockingham. Big Mick stepped up and socked her, and on her heels he rocked her. Laid her dead upon the road did Mick Culhan. I walk along the Opeongo singing loud this happy song. Oh, how are things atop the mountain, Billy Kay? Tonight we'll shake a shoe in Killaloo, Bill, when Mary Kate is wed to Pete McLaren. And we'll swing and laugh and sing and dance round in a ring. Sure these shindigs up here always last till morn. I walk along the Opeongo singing loud this happy song. Oh, how are things atop the mountain, Billy Kay? Any old rags, old bottles, old bones today? Anything here to make it pay? We're Fiery Kate and Dickory Dan. We live on the open way. The sun is bright in the sky above, and the clouds are a filmy mist. The road is long and the farms are wide as we tick them off our list. The horses plod with hooves fresh out across the flat clay land. Tomorrow we'll be in Renfrew town, then head for the hills and sand. We're Fiery Kate and Dickory Dan, and we live on the open way. Well, we don't have much but a simple touch out under the open sky. We've a place to go and a bite to eat, and we always can get by. There's many a lad who's feeling sad could take a tip from us. We sing a song or hum a tune, no time to fret or fuss. We're Fiery Kate and Dickory Dan, and we live on the open way. Well, it's on to Mount St. Patrick's top and then to Fergus Lee. Our lives are full, not yet half run, and the road ahead will be hard and rough. Life will be tough till we sit in the sun. So get up there, then there's a bed ahead, and the day is nearly done. We're Fiery Kate and Dickory Dan, and we live on the open way. Any old rags, old bottles, old bones today? Anything here to make it pay? We're Fiery Kate and Dickory Dan, and we live on the